living in the light, living in the light, living in the light. Hello everyone, welcome to the Golden Dove Lifestyle channel. So today I've decided to answer some questions that frequently asked questions when you are interviewing for America. So we're gonna be taking some questions, so let the question flows. Okay, so most times people don't know what to say. You have to know why you are going there because you have already written it in your DS-160. Sometimes you don't put the full thing, but there is a caption there. They say, why are you traveling, or what's your purpose for traveling? So you answer it directly, not telling stories. Please stop telling stories. We are people that tell stories. So just be direct and answer your purpose why you are traveling. So most times people put, where do I plan to visit? So when they ask you where do you plan to visit, you answer them where you plan to visit. What you put in your DS-160, I always say that. So you tell them where you are planning to visit and who you are visiting. Example, like you are going for a conference. So you tell them, I'm going for United Nations conference. I'll be staying in New York. And then the hotel where you'll be staying. You must know the hotel, the name of the hotel where you'll be staying. So there is a caption where they say who is sponsoring your visa. If you are personally sponsoring your visa, you say you are sponsoring your visa. That means you must be working, you must have a good account, you must put how much you are earning. And then if somebody else is sponsoring, like if for instance you put like is a company, so that means it's your company. So you say my company. Most people said no. It's no. If you have never been convicted before, then you said you have never been convicted before. So you don't have to say yes. But if you have a major criminal record, please know that it will be traced. So if you have, then you say yes. But if you have not, then you don't have to put it there. So most times people tend to put that they have relatives in the United States or they don't have relatives. If you do have relatives, I will advise you to put, especially if they are legally living in the United States, then it's expedient you put their names and where they stay. But before you do that, you have to take permission from them, or you have to ask them if they will consent for you to put their names. If they do, then fine. I will always advise people, sometimes people want to just go to the United States. I always advise people to take a trip to somewhere, country nearby, visit other places. Travel is an experience. It's just for you to have an experience of what it means to travel. And the US always wants you to have a travel experience. Travel experience is one of the things that will also boost your application when you are answering some US questions. I always advise my clients to, before directly applying to the US, try and travel to somewhere and have an experience. So I will always advise you to travel to a nearby country. Like for instance, if you're in Nigeria, you can travel to Ghana and can go to Egypt, you can take a vacation. You can, just travel to nearby countries. You don't really have to go to UK or, but those are also, added advantage. But you can travel to nearby countries and just get your passport stamp. And please avoid putting fake stamps on your passport. Most of you have not, you say you are traveling, you just go, somebody put fake stamps. Those things are looked out for and it will affect you. Most times when you are applying for visa, they want to know you have strong ties. That means you have children, you have things that will bring you back. You are not just, for instance, you are going on a visiting visa. You have to have a strong tie. Your children, your wife, family member, your mother, your father, business, work. It can be your business. You can have a lucrative business here that can bring you back. They just want to know that you have something that is bringing you back to the country where you live. So for instance, you are going to the US, you are going on a 5 years visa, and you don't have strong tie, you are not married, you don't have children, your mom is dead or something. You have to let them know that you have a strong tie. You have to say, this is where my children or my husband, if you're single, your mother, your business, something, you are working in this organization and all that. So that's the strong tie that they are looking for and they are asking for. So for me, I will use myself for an example. I always travel and come back. There is an immigration stamp at the point of entering. They give you the duration where you are valid to stay. Sometimes it's 6 months, sometimes it's depending on what you went there to do. So I will always advise people to always come back at the time that they are supposed to come back. You don't go to a place and stay for 5 to 10 years. They gave you 5 years, you go there and you spend 5 years. Try and come back, and that will also boost your application the next time you are traveling. Your travel experience on how many times you've gone into that country and back will break or make them giving your children visa. Oh, so I don't advise any person getting ticket before you get a visa. That is a no-no, You are not the consular, so you might be refused visa into a country, and that means you might lose your money. Depends if the airline is going to refund. They have full refund, they have partial refund. Some airlines don't even refund at all. And so maybe your ticket sometimes is valid for 1 year, and so you can actually use that ticket next time. But once you want to change, there is penalty you have to pay to change that ticket. So always make sure that you have a visa and a time of travel before you book a ticket. So if you are asked how much, because you filled it in your form, you should know how much you earn and how much you filled in your documentation when you are filling your DS-160. Also, when you are filling form, know that the person that you are talking to has to calculate if ticket is expensive and you are going for and you are earning 10 million and the program you are going for is 15 million. How are you going to pay for your ticket? How are you going to pay for your hotel and all that stuff? So when you are doing all that, make sure that the amount that you are putting or you are putting there can take care of you when you get over there. So in conclusion, when you are actually going to the United States, I will advise you to know what is in your DS-160, because that is the main form they use in asking you questions. You should make sure that you have valid passport, is more than 6 months. If your passport is less than 6 months, it's invalid. You have to get a new passport. You have to be very straight in answering the questions. You don't have to tell a lot of stories. Be direct and precise, and then be as truthful as you can and be real as you can too. It will help you in a very positive way. But if you are refused, you can always try again. There are still more questions. Maybe in our next program, we will take the other questions, frequently asked questions to different countries, so that it will help you when you are going for your visa interview. So we love you, and make sure you follow, subscribe, like our page. We'll see you next time. Thank you.